channel. Today I thought I'd do a quick Karrimor review. I've got quite a bit of gear that's Karrimor, so I just thought I'd do like a review special on that one brand. If you wear anything with Karrimor in terms of running shoes, shorts, vests, hats, gloves, anything in terms of running related gear, drop it in the comments what you wear and why, how you found it. So just quickly, I'm just going to quickly go through my Karrimor stuff I currently have, and in terms of how I found it, pros and cons of each. Just a quick wrap up in terms of a Karrimor special. So start with, I've got two running vests, a black one and a red one. Now I've had these for a number of years now. So I'll just these are the this is the Karrimor X Lite, and I think it's the DRX. Yeah, Karrimor X Lite DRX, and this one is the same. Yes, Karrimor X Lite DRX. Like I said, I've had them for a number of years. The black one's holding up the best. The reflective strip on the back has kind of come off by now, but like I said, I've had these probably at least 2 years, and again at the start this was constant use. Again, the front one, the front kind of emblem on the red one has gone, and the back is starting to go. But again, I don't really care about the reflectors, etc. In terms of the actual the material itself, there's no issues about, no signs of wear and tear. They're pretty light going. Don't weigh you down at all. Pretty breathable, not too big. The shoulders aren't massive in terms of a really thick, wide shoulder. So yeah, so I've had them two vests for probably over 2 years now. I've had no issues with them. So in terms of durability, they're doing well. I wear other ones now as well. I've got kind of a range of them now because I'm running more often. So yeah, so I use sportsshoes.com, and I've got a couple of the High Estate stuff, which I think is a brand that they link with. So I've got about 3 or 4 High Estate running vests as well. I think they're probably ever so slightly lighter, the High Estate ones, than these. But again, these are a couple of years old now, and I still wear them, I'd say. But yeah, overall the vests from Karrimor, I'd say they're pretty good quality. They're durable, quite light, comfortable to wear, etc. So yeah, I've got no issues with them. Another thing I've got, which is Karrimor, my favourite running shoes at the minute. Especially these are just the Karrimor running shorts. So yeah, the Karrimor running shorts. These are my favourite running shorts at the minute. They're really light. So the shorts with the netting innards, kind of combined netting in the inside. So they're really light. They're my favourite running shorts. They've got one zip pocket at the back for keys, a phone, a gel, etc. I don't often have a pair of gloves in the winter. But yeah, they're my lightest shorts I own. I tend to wear these for races. Again, just because they're super light, waterproof. If you wash and they dry within a couple of hours, and you're back on the day after. So yeah, they're my favourite Karrimor, probably my favourite Karrimor item I've got in terms of the running shorts. But they're my favourite running shorts I've got. I only own probably a number of pairs of running shorts, and they're my go-to ones if I'm going any distance really. If I want light shorts and I don't need loads of pockets or inbuilt kind of half tights or anything like that, they're the go-to. So if I'm running long distances and it's warm, I'll grab them. If I'm going a short race or a short run and I want to go fast, I'll grab them. But yeah, so overall, again, I'm really happy with the Karrimor shorts. And then finally, the only other thing I own, which is Karrimor, a pair of Karrimor Swift 21s. I think yeah, Karrimor Swift 21s. Now I didn't buy these specifically as a running trainer. They were more of a gym shoe with the occasional run. But they are designed as a running shoe with a pretty high stack height, a firmish foam, and then Dynagrip rubber on the bottom as well. So yeah, so although I didn't buy them as a running shoe, obviously because I'm a runner, I decided to buy a gym shoe which is kind of running orientated. So yeah, predominantly use these for that's the gym stuff. So I've run on treadmills a number of times on these. I've done the occasional outdoor running these, I'll pop it on Strava. Not many. It's mainly if I've had these on and I've not been able to get to my actual running shoes, I've tended to go out on these. Now you can see a lot of wear because I've walked quite a way in these. These are my general day-to-day shoes as well. So there's a bit of wear in the forefoot and a tiny bit of wear there in the outside portion of the heel. But yeah, overall, I'll do a quick review. I'm not going to do a full shoe review on these. The midsole's pretty firm but comfortable enough. The rubber, I'd say, is actually really durable. In terms of, like I said, I've only used a handful of miles on Strava in these, but in terms of walking, I've walked tens of miles, so probably a plus of 100 miles in these. So just walking, probably more than that. I've not tracked that, so it's just a number of miles. But I think it was pretty good. It's not too soft, so for it to get that kind of wear, it must have done a few hundred miles by now, at least. So the outsole's pretty good. The midsole's pretty firm. I wouldn't want to go miles and miles in these. Like I said, they're mainly for short runs, treadmill warm-ups, cool downs, and the occasional run. There is a detachable insole in there, and they are fully gusseted tongue. The laces are fine. The lockdown's pretty good. Tongue's just about enough padding, which again you don't need loads. And then the upper is pretty breathable, to be fair. On a cold day, the wind does whistle through the toe box, so it's pretty breathable. So overall, I think it was RRP'd for 75. I think I ended up getting them for 35 because they're on a big sale. So in terms of the £35 shoe, it's not bad. Would I grab it again as a specific running shoe? Probably not. I think there's other ones that I could get in terms of a really, it's a really cheap shoe, I suppose. But in terms of a specific running shoe, I'm glad I got it as a gym shoe for the occasional run as opposed to a running shoe. The major positive is probably the price. I wouldn't have paid for £75 for this. You could get a range of Hokers for 75. You can get brand new top of the range Reeboks, probably the Reebok X. You can get some probably older models of better brands as well for that kind of price. But for 35, you'd be hard pressed to find a decent running shoe for 35. Maybe a Puma or Reebok on discount. The one major negative is the design, kind of around this portion here. See when it comes to a point. Well, on this shoe it's fine, but within, I'd say, about 2 weeks on this shoe, as you can see, it's now all gone. And that's because I cut it off, but it's purely because after 2 weeks that whole triangle up above my finger there started flapping around, and then it just continued. And obviously because it was loose, it kept pushing it. So I've cut it off to kind of stop the rot. Now it's minimal effect because it's slightly lower than the rubber, but not by a massive amount. So obviously that's the exposed EVA now. But again, I don't really care. I just couldn't be bothered with a flapping bit of rubber. I tried to, before you say anything, I did try and glue it back on numerous times. One with super glue, one with industrial resin and kind of adhesive. None of it worked because the EVA is so permeable, it just kind of soaked it all up and then it just started flapping again. So eventually I just bit the bolt and cut it off. So that's the major negative. The outsole, yes, I've said how durable it probably is, and it would have been fine if it hadn't if the adhesive hadn't failed on it, and it literally failed after about 2 or 3 weeks. I didn't have the receipt, so I didn't take them back. I've just powered on with them. But yeah, overall for 35 quid, like I said, it's a pretty good running shoe. I've not used it massively for running. I say a handful of recorded miles on Strava, and it's mainly my gym shoe and my everyday shoe. But I have ran in it, and it's comfortable enough to do a handful of miles, short runs, etc. I say it's a pretty firm foam. And that's it basically. That's my Karrimor overview. Like I said, 2 running vests, a pair of shorts and a pair of trainers is basically the extent of my Karrimor experience. Drop in the comments if you own any Karrimor gear. What is it? Why do you use it, and would you use it again? Would you recommend it? Is there any gems out there in terms of is it hats or other pairs of trainers or other pairs of gear that I've not mentioned that you recommend to other runners? If so, let us know. As as always, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Obviously I do a range of videos, some information videos in terms of hints and tips, some review stuff like this, and then the bulk of my channel is kind of running vlogs, and at the minute it's my marathon training block. So share these videos with anyone you think might benefit from them. I do appreciate it. It does help the channel. If you've liked what you've seen, just give it a like. That helps share the video with other people. Okay, I do appreciate it a lot. The channel is still growing and will continue to grow with your support. So as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.